Good afternoon, everybody. Karibuni. Mawaziri mulio hapo, gavana wetu Mheshimiwa Sakaja, Deputy Governor, Mr. Speaker sir, na CECs mulio hapa, na nimeona leader of majority wa kutoka city yetu ya Nairobi, na wale MCAs wengine wote, karibuni sana. Your Excellency, the Governor of the city of Nairobi, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, our Constitution establishes two levels of government distinct in mandate, yet interdependent in purpose. It recognizes that as our capital city grows, responsibilities expand, and national priorities evolve, the institution of government must work in structured partnerships within the law, in coordination, and in the national interest to guarantee effective governance and reliable service delivery. It is in this constitutional spirit of cooperative governance that we are gathered here today to strengthen collaboration between the national government and the Nairobi City County government, and to deliberately raise the performance, efficiency, and global standing of our city. Nairobi is not merely another devolved unit. Nairobi is our capital, the seat of the Republic, and the nerve center of national administration. It hosts diplomatic missions from across the world. It is home to 2 United Nations agencies. Nairobi is the only UN headquarters presence in the global south, and it stands as a commercial, financial, and innovation hub of our region. For many visitors and investors, Nairobi is not just the face of Kenya. Nairobi is Kenya. That standing carries a serious obligation. A capital city must work, as Governor would tell us. It must function. It must meet the highest standards of order, infrastructure, efficiency, and service delivery, not only for its 5 million residents, but also for the millions who depend on it every day. Yet, the fiscal and operational framework of county financing was not designed for a capital city of this scale and responsibility. Nairobi carries national, regional, and global obligations, but is funded largely through the same formula as other counties. Today's cooperation agreement is designed to close the gap. It is actually designed to close that gap fully and within the confines of the law and the Constitution. Let me be clear on the legal foundation. Article 189(2) of our Constitution requires the 2 levels of government to cooperate, assist, and consult each other. The Intergovernmental Relations Act provides mechanisms for formal coordination agreements. The Urban Areas and Cities Act recognizes the special status of the capital city of Nairobi and provides the framework for joint cooperation. So this agreement is anchored in the Constitution, in the Intergovernmental Relations Act, and in the Urban Areas and Cities Act. We are not operating in a vacuum. Indeed, since the enactment of the Urban Areas and Cities Act in 2012, this cooperation agreement is 14 years late. It should have been in place with the advent of devolution. What we are augmenting today is not a transfer of functions. Let me repeat. There is no transfer of functions happening. For the avoidance of doubt, I have no interest in running the city of Nairobi. My hands are full. The governor and his team must run the city of Nairobi. But I have an obligation as the President of Kenya to assist the city of Nairobi for all the reasons that I have stated. The Nairobi City County Government retains its legal mandate. What is being enhanced is structured national government support where capital city performance affect the entire republic. This cooperation agreement focuses on 4 key work streams: water and sewerage, roads, bridges and drainage, housing and related infrastructure development, including lighting, as well as solid waste management and Nairobi rivers regeneration. On street lighting, Nairobi had 70,000 lighting points, but only 21,000, about 30%, are fully operational today. A city of Nairobi's stature must be fully lit, fully safe, lighting modernization and expansion. Under this agreement, we will complete 10,000 and install an additional 40,000 lighting points. Because high electricity costs contribute to outages, we will transition progressively to solar solutions. I have given very clear instructions to the people concerned. We will also commercialize lighting poles so that advertising revenue supports maintenance. Going forward, construction of new roads will now include lighting by design. There will be no road constructed now in the city going forward. Part of the contract will be lighting, so that the road is not complete until it is lit. Ladies and gentlemen, across the city's 9 major informal settlements, families sometimes pay more for illegal electricity than residents in formal estates pay legally. In some cases, people in informal settlements pay up to 150% more. This is an injustice we must correct. I'm sure MCAs here know. The member of County Assembly from Mathare Hospital has been on my case. Mukuru Kayaba, Mukuru Kwaruben, Gitari Marigu, Korogosho, Kibra, Deep Sea Slum. All those areas have been, electricity has been switched off. These are residents of the city living in darkness. The national government, working with the Kenya Power, we will invest 1.5 billion in transformers and proper last mile connections, alongside a prepaid bulk framework to lower power costs for low-income households and to make sure that their connections are legalized. In the long term, we will transform informal settlements through affordable housing and a 3.3 billion upgrade program covering transformers, prepaid metering, and settlement lighting around footpaths, markets, schools, and health facilities. On water and sanitation, Nairobi faces both a supply shortage and significant systems losses. We will invest 2.1 billion at Ngedu treatment plant to stop daily losses of approximately 50,000 cubic liters. Another 3.3 billion will go into the Kigiri Shaurimoyo evacuation corridor to stabilize and extend supply to high demand zones. As Governor said earlier, added on to the 140 million cubic liters, we will now enhance it by another 50,000 in a short while, even as we focus our attention in mobilizing funding for Maragua 4 and Northern Collector 2 to secure long-term water stability for Nairobi and neighboring counties. Just to mention, the Minister for Water knows very well that among the 50 mega dams that are in our strategic plan that will be funded under the National Infrastructure Fund is Maragua 4 that will supply water to the city of Nairobi. On sanitation, as part of the Nairobi River Regeneration Program, we are committing 9 billion to build 2 parallel 27-kilometer trunk sewer networks along the Nairobi River corridor and 6 billion for a new sewer treatment plant that will treat 60,000 cubic liters of water per day, securing capacity for at least the next 40 years. An additional Kenya shillings 3 billion will support last mile sewer connectivity, while 15 billion shillings is set aside for long-term sewer expansion across the city of Nairobi. On roads, bridges, and drainage, we are spending a total of 8.7 billion shillings. Kenya shillings 2 billion has been allocated to complete phase 1 of Kura roads within the next 2 months. We are also mobilizing additional funding of 1.7 billion for a 57-kilometer road package starting in April this year under phase 2. Phase 3, valued at Kenya shillings 5 billion, will also be procured this financial year. And this has had the input of the members of the County Assembly of the City of Nairobi. In every ward, we will enhance road networks under the 5 billion shilling mobility and safety program, completed by 3.7 billion from the county government. Complemented, sorry. I know the Nairobi City County has a program which will cost about 3.7 billion shillings. We have agreed on what they will do, but we will also provide a further 1 billion to be dedicated to drainage improvement. We all know when it rains what happens to the city of Nairobi. And my instructions to both the Ministry of Infrastructure and Roads and Housing is that we do not want a flooded city this year. You have to move with speed so that we do what we have to do. If there will be any flooding, it should be minimal. But by next year, we should have corrected the problem that we have. In solid waste management, the county has already allocated 100 acres for material recovery facilities and transfer stations, committing 4 billion shillings, we agreed Sakaja, while the national government will provide 2 billion shillings every year within the existing framework to advance circular waste systems. Ladies and gentlemen, security is non-negotiable, especially for a modern capital city like Nairobi. I therefore direct the Cabinet Secretary for Interior to prepare and present within 60 days a framework for a dedicated Nairobi Metropolitan Police Unit. To work hand in hand with the Nairobi County Security. We will make, and we must make Nairobi safe for citizens, visitors, investors, and business alike. Our cooperation with the Nairobi City County government, ladies and gentlemen, is not beginning today. This partnership is already visible in the Nairobi Rivers Regeneration Program, a 50 billion shilling initiative transforming riverine settlements through housing, sanitation, public spaces, and environmental restoration, and employing over 45,000 young people in the city of Nairobi. Governor, I hope you find some time tomorrow. I want to undertake an inspection of what is going on that program. Today, we are amplifying what we already started. With an initial quantified capital package of everything that I have said, amounting to 80 billion across priority sectors, this structured partnership is designed to deliver measurable impact and expand opportunities for all in Nairobi County. It is correct, ladies and gentlemen, and it is right for us to do what we are doing. I want to persuade the many people who never see anything good about our country and our city that there comes a time when we must pull together. There comes a time when we must put aside partisanship and posturing. This is not an occasion for us to throw around titles, Excellency that, and Excellency the other one, Honorable this, and Honorable the other one. It is a time when we should hold hands together so that we can take charge of our city. Many people who visit Kenya get their experience out of Nairobi. There are many people, many visitors who come to Kenya, and the only place they come to is Nairobi. When you hear many people across the world saying, I have gone to Kenya, they possibly could have come only to Nairobi. And therefore, the impression we get, the impression we give out of the city of Nairobi is the impression that the global community has of the Republic of Kenya. And therefore, it is important for us to work together. As I have said, the package we are discussing here today is a package of 80 billion shillings. Several ministries will be involved in this exercise. If you bring on board what we are doing in housing, in markets, in hostels, Nairobi City alone, we are spending from the ministry run by Alice Wahome, 249 billion shillings in the city of Nairobi alone. We have signed contracts of 110,000 housing units in the Nairobi City County. When we were campaigning, Sakaja and myself, we promised to build 20 markets, modern markets in the city of Nairobi. The national government is going to build 12. The county government is going to build 8. I was in Gikomba And we are now designing a modern market, modern national market, because as I went around in the Nyota program, many of the traders in different parts of Kenya say they buy their wares from Gikomba. So Gikomba does not serve the city of Nairobi. People as far as Busia, Embu, going as far as Mandera, they buy their wares, the ones they sell, in those markets, in those shopping centers from the city of Nairobi. And that is why I have given my undertaking that we are going to build a 5 billion shilling modern market in Gikomba that is going to present the correct face, not what we have today. This will strengthen Nairobi's standing as a capital worthy of the republic it serves, orderly, functional, competitive, and globally respected. A first-rank African metropolis that reflects our national ambition and commands both local and international confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very proud moment for me. I want to assure the Nairobi County Assembly, the Speaker is here, the leadership of the House is here, we have several MCAs here, that you will provide oversight as is expected of you. This signed document will come to the County Assembly for your input, for your endorsement before we finally roll it out. The sooner, Mr. Speaker, the sooner we start, you know. So I really want to assure you that we want the exercise of public participation to begin. Let's have the people of Nairobi speak to it. This is what we want to do for the city of Nairobi. We must modernize this city. We are doing a world-class Talanta Stadium. We are doing a world-class conference facility in Bomas. Shortly, we will start the construction, with the private sector, by the way, of a modern arena right here in Nairobi. And as I promised the country, we will roll out in a couple of months the construction of a new airport in Nairobi. Ladies and gentlemen, we must raise our ambition. We cannot continue to make peace with mediocrity. It is not right. It is unacceptable. And I want to say this for the avoidance of any doubt, that any person who has better ideas should come forward. You know, noise, name calling, you know, and all the other, you know, drama and activism will not change our country. And we must be very clear about it. Some of the things that we are doing today should have been done way back. But because those of us who are leaders want to choose the easy, popular path, we never get to do the things that matter to our nation. Let me say this. We must believe in ourselves. We must believe in our country. We must be patriotic to this nation you know, the negativity about Kenya. If you are negative about Kenya, what contribution are you making? How are you helping? If you hate your country, how are you, how is that a solution? You know? If you have better ideas, tell us, you know? So this is really what I want us to focus on. And we have set out for ourselves to do what we think and what we believe will change our country. I am an ardent, consumed believer that this is a great nation, and we can only make it greater. You know, we must believe in this country of ours, good people. I see many people, they talk about Kenya as if they have a spare country to you know. Why? If you are negative about your country, don't look for the next person to blame or anybody to blame. Go to the mirror. That is the person to blame. So, tafadhali nawaomba waheshimiwa MCS. Sisi tuko kusaidia kwa sababu katiba na sheria inatupa nafasi ya kushirikiana kati ya serikali ya kaunti na serikali ya kitaifa. Sheria ya miji specifically inatupatia nafasi ya national government na Nairobi City County, mahali capital city ya Kenya iko, kufanya kazi kwa mpango. Na ndio sababu hiyo leo tuko hapa. Sio kwa sababu ya uchaguzi inayokuja, sio kwa sababu tuko na AFCON, hapana. Tunafanya hivi because it is the right thing to do. This is what we must do. We are doing it for ourselves. Yes, we are doing it for our country, for the residents of the city of Nairobi and for the people of Kenya. Tunafanya hivyo kwa sababu hiyo. So, hakuna sababu ingine ambayo mtu atatafuta kusema pengine huyu anatafuta hii ama anatafuta ile. Mimi nilifanya campaign pamoja na huyu mungwana. Tulikubaliana na watu wa Nairobi, hii Nairobi haiwezi kuwa mji wa takataka. Today, my friends, let's be honest with ourselves. Nairobi River is a sewer, right? Right, going through the city. The center of the city is a sewer line. And it is supposed to be okay. How is it supposed to be okay? All these years, tuko tu hapo, tumengedhi hapo, you know, we are, and we are a sewer. We are the environmental capital of the world. How can we have filth and sewage in the Nairobi River? That is why we have committed resources. Shortly, we will begin the procurement of Ngong River. I hope, Hinga, you are working on that with Alice, so that we can completely change the city of Nairobi and present the correct picture of the people of Kenya. So nawaomba ushirikiano wenu. Mawaziri wako hapa. Huu sio wakati wa kusema nani ni mkubwa kuliko nani. You know, Biblia inatufundisha ya kwamba yule anajifanya ndio mkubwa aoshe miguu ya wale wengine. So let's not, you know, oh, I don't know who is going to chair, I don't know who is going to be bigger than who is going to be what. Let's get work done. Let us get our hands, you know, tufanye kazi. Si ndio jameni? Mimi nawaomba, tafadhali wangwana, tushirikiane, tufanye kazi pamoja, tutabadilisha hii city. We have laid a good foundation. tumeweka msingi mzuri sana. You know, we have stabilized our economy, we have consolidated our economy, we have Nairobi City is among the leading kwa mambo ya registration ya SHA. You know, we have built additional classrooms in this city. I was just getting a brief. We built ourselves 240 classrooms that are, most of them are ready. The members of parliament in the city of Nairobi build another almost 300 or 400 classrooms, which are also ready. Because we want to change the city of Nairobi. So tushirikiane, tufanye kazi pamoja. And you can count on me 100%. And vile nimesema, gavana tukipata nafasi kesho, tuende tu, you know, kuna maneno pale, nataka tuende tuangalie, kwa sababu hii kazi inahitaji sometimes oversight. We see what's going on. Saa zingine unaambiwa ukiketi kwa ofisi, oh, hii imefanyika, ukikuta pale ni opposite. So saa zingine ni vizuri kupeleka macho huko na kuangalia. So otherwise, asanteni sana. I think we all have our marching orders. Yeah. CS Mugai, you know, Eric, you know what to do. Sindio? Yeah. To maji. Na hii Korogocho, my friend Alex na Opio. I hope you have finished you have finished the procurement. Yeah, the contractors. Kwa sababu tuko na sehemu katika mji wa Nairobi watu wanaishi kwa giza. You know? It's not correct. You know? Hata kama kuna illegal connection, hawa watu wa illegal connection tuende tuwafukuze na tuweke legal connection. Because our illegal connectors, they are charging the residents more than what the rest of Nairobians are paying. So it is a lose-lose. The government is losing and the consumers are losing. So nobody is winning. So I also want to ask people living in those areas, we are on the same side. You know, mujue, we are on the same side. Hawa watu ambao wanafanya illegal connection, they are exploiting you and they are stealing from us. So tusaidiane, we corner them, tuwafukuze, ndio tufanye ile inahitajika, tufanye pamoja. Tumekubaliana jameni? So Mr. Speaker, over to you na county assembly yako, alafu tutembee na watu wa Nairobi na watu wa taifa letu la Kenya. God bless you.